Hi, welcome back. My name is Camille, and in this video, I'm gonna walk you through a crucial step in creating mixed reality videos, using the motion tracker camera in After Effects. I'll also show you how to prepare it for use in any 3D software you choose. Plus, we'll cover how to place solids as reference points and add our own objects to our track. There are various ways to track motion in different softwares, but I often start with the motion tracker in After Effects. To get the best results from After Effects Motion Tracker, choosing the right video is key. So as we mentioned in the previous video, let's make sure we have a clip that has high contrast, clear features, consistent lighting and exposure, minimal motion blur, and to film in high resolution. Now that we've revisited what makes a good trackable shot, let's hop right into it. Below is a link where you can click and download some assets we'll be using for this tutorial. In this folder, you should find a video and a few assets that we will be compositing in the shot. I recommend saving these in a specific folder you can easily remember. If you don't have a designated folder yet, feel free to create one and save it on your desktop, downloads, or any other convenient location as long as you'll remember it. So first, we're gonna open After Effects. Then we will be making a new project. We're gonna go to File and then Save As, make a new folder that says After Effects Project Files. It really helps to be organized from the start, as the deeper you go into projects, the more files you will need to locate and remember their locations. Open the folder and just name this project file edu motion track. Now right click and click Import File. We're gonna open the folder that you saved the assets in, and now you can click on the clip named For Motion Tracking. Now we're gonna drag and drop it to this little box right here to make a new composition. Making a new composition this way is great, since the composition settings will instantly match your clip settings, and just to get a clear view of what we are doing, let's make sure we have this on full view. Now you're gonna wanna go over onto the right and select Tracker and click Track Camera. If you can't find that, just go to Window and press Tracker or All Panels. Make sure your clip is also selected if you can't click on Track Camera. Now we're gonna go over to the panel and click 3D Tracker Camera. Select Advanced and click on Detailed Analysis. So what makes a specific shot great to track are all the contrast points, like these cracks and lines on the ground and the dotted marks on the wall. All of these details in the shot really help. This is why when it comes to larger scale VFX productions and sets, you see numerous X marks on green screens and blue screens. It's all so you can get a good track in post-production. And just like that, we have a solved camera. If we increase our track point size, we will be able to see our track points better on the shot. And now we have to choose where we want to put our 3D object over here. The reason for doing this is to have a placeholder, so when we import this camera track in our 3D software, we have an exact reference of location and we will know exactly where to place it. Now in this shot, I would like to place an object around here. Let's go ahead and make a circle around these points and select them. You're gonna wanna make sure these points are parallel to the ground and the spot where you wanna place your object. After you have your point selected, you're going to right click and press Create, Solid, and Camera. This will create the square right here that will serve as a reference point in Cinema 4D as to where we want our 3D model. If you can't find your solid, just go over here and scale it up. I usually adjust this to be aligned and parallel to the floor or wall I want to composite my asset on. We can do that by clicking on the solid and adjusting the rotation. A shortcut will be to just press R on your keyboard to rotate and S on your keyboard as a shortcut for scale. Here we can also add another solid to represent the floor. So we also have a reference of scale of the entire floor in Cinema 4D, or whatever 3D software you use, and potentially use it as a shadow catcher, which is something we will learn how to work with on the next lesson. And just like that, we have a great reference that represents where our 3D model is going to be on Cinema 4D. Let's just make sure we save our project at this point to make sure we don't lose anything. Now don't fret, you don't necessarily need to know 3D to create mixed reality. If you would like to make After Effects your last stop, we can also work with that. Let's do a little bonus lesson for people who want results right now. So let's grab one of our assets in the folder that I provided for you guys. I'm gonna go with the robot dancing over here, and we're gonna import this in the same project. So we're going to go back to our track and circle some of these points once again and create a null. This null will represent the position of where your asset is going to be. We should also make sure that our anchor point is aligned with the floor level of the asset, or the bottom of the clip. Now let's copy the position value of the null to the position value of the asset. Copying and pasting the transform value of the null will give you both the position and orientation values, but in this case we don't really need it. We'll just need the position so the floor of the robot matches with the floor of the scene. And now to get it ready for Cinema 4D, we're gonna click File and select Export and click Maxon Cinema 4D Exporter. It might give you a warning, but that's okay, just press OK. And now we're going to save our new Cinema 4D files as TrackShot. Let's make another folder for this and call it C4D Projects. Now the camera track will be ready to use for Cinema 4D. To import our camera track, all we have to do is open Cinema 4D, click on File, then Open Project, and now we should see both our camera and the solid from when we place it on After Effects. And now you're ready to place your 3D asset in the scene. But that, folks, is for the next class. See you on the next one.